Hey guys, it's your boy Deepo. Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing well. And today we are back with some more Arena Breakout Infinite content. In particular, we'll be going through a tier list, or should I say weapon tier list for TV Station. So you guys have asked me for various guides for TV Station, whether it be a solo or whatever. So I thought, hey, the best starting point for TV Station should be with the weapons. Which weapons I think are very good and which weapons I think are lacking. Before we begin though, guys, if you haven't already, please check out our Discord. We are now nearing 1900 members. We have people from all over the world. We hold Discord competitions, so come and join us. We're giving away a free composite case to whoever wins the next competition. However, you have to be in Discord to participate. In addition to that, if you do enjoy the content, please don't forget to hit that sub button, as it would mean a lot to me and my little channel. It goes a long way. But also, I have a content creator code, which I will drop in the comment section below. Now, without further ado, let's get stuck into this. So, over here, I have a list of all the weapons. However, I'm not going to cover all of them. I'll cover most of them, because some are just straight out garbage and not even worth mentioning. And there's no need for me to pin them to a tier list for you to realize which those weapons are. So, what I'm going to do here is, I'll start with the assault rifles. So, a lot of you are aware there has been a massive nerf, right? It's nerfed a lot of guns, but some got hit a lot more than others. And what this done essentially is not, it hasn't diversified the meta or stopped the rats from ratting. All it's done is just made a lot of the guns useless. And the TTK has increased, so the game has become slightly more arcadey, which I do not agree with, but hey, it is what it is. I think there's a massive update coming up which will walk back a lot of the changes that were made. So it was meant to drop Christmas Eve, but it may or may not be delayed. I do not have the exact information. Alright, so we start with the AKM. The AKM right now, as it stands, absolute trash. 65 effective range. The MPX had more range than this in Season 0. Like, this is busted. Like, this is wrong. This is wrong busted. Like, bad busted. Even if you were to fully kit this out, even if you were to fully kit it out with the best gear in the game, you can dress it any way you want. A piece of crap is always going to be a piece of crap, unfortunately. It is just a rough weapon. It is a very rough weapon. It's got no saving grace, because there's other weapons that are best in slot that do much better job. I don't know if it's meant to be like a cheap throwaway gun. Right now, it's a cheap nothing gun. Like, it does not serve any particular purpose. And even if you were to drop, how much does it cost? 260k in it, it's still absolute trash. 79 with 88 horizontal. Garbage. Absolute garbage of a weapon. Medium fire rate. Disgusting range. It's just not there, guys. This weapon's not there. Therefore, I think this weapon deserves to be in C tier. It's not exactly useless like AK-74, but it is very bad. Very bad, unfortunately. Next up, we have the M4. This is a really good weapon. It's a good segue to the H416. So get familiar with this one, then you can run the HK and already be comfortable with it. Why do I say it's a segue? Because it's half the money. We'll get to the HK eventually, but this costs half as much as a HK. Does a similar job, has a similar purpose. You can put an extended barrel on it, which will give you extra damage. I've launched a chart on Discord that you can go. I mean, you can do various builds, right? You can do some good ones, some bad ones. So this here is a top build, but it will set you back a pretty penny if you were to go for about 337. But it's still cheaper than a top-notch HK, guys. It is still cheaper than a HK. So, given how versatile this weapon is and how many different like builds you can go for, so this one here will set you back about 154. This is a mid-range build. You will slap with it on TV Station. You'll absolutely destroy kids with it. It is good. It runs on cheap ammo at the moment. The ammo that it runs, it's the 855 A1s, and they go for 840. And the ammo will continue to be in abundance because of Forbidden. So you can pick that ammo up like candy in Forbidden. Great weapon, very versatile, highly modifiable. Whether you have low budget, high budget, mid tier, this weapon does it all. Good recoil control. Yeah, it's just a very good versatile weapon. Does it all. Great fire rate at 800. The weight is also good. Good ergonomics. Just a great weapon. I think this M4 is a S tier in my opinion. purely because of how versatile it is and how it doesn't cost an arm and a leg to kit out. Next up, we have the FAL. So the FAL no longer double taps. If you're running short barrel, that is. So if you continue to run long barrel, this thing will still double tap to the chest with M61. So even though they've given it low firing power, this weapon still claps cheeks. This is still S tier weapon, guys. Like, not much has changed. Run the longer barrel on it. It was a lot more bullshit. Now it's kind of a lot more in line. But even now, it still claps. It's still S tier weapon. People still run it. People still dominate with it. You know, full automatic, M62, M61s. It does the damage. If you still want double tap, go for long barrel. Otherwise, run the short barrel, but then you'll need 3 rounds. This is still SST, guys. Like, it's just a great weapon. People still dominate with it. They have not really done much to balance it out. They've nerfed all the other weapons in conjunction with it. So it's still on the same level it was before because everything else got nerfed. If they just went and nerfed that alone, I still think it will be SST because the rounds that it fires, the rounds are just that broken, that good. Next up is my favorite weapon in the game. This is the best 5.56 caliber weapon. You can run it in Forbidden, you can run it in Lockdown. This weapon will absolutely clean up. It'll clean up. I have a few builds for it. Some are like top tier, some are like mid tier. But even a mid tier build like this one here, it will set you back, let's see, 335,000. However, if you want to go full all out, get the best of the best, this weapon will set you back a pretty penny. So if you want to put a scope on it, what are we looking at here? And a silencer. It's stuck on the register because I have a lot of parts, but yeah, it'll just go upwards of, so it's not even counting the scope and the silencer. You're looking at 500,000 for it. But 850 fire rate. It's got the extended barrel, which boosts damage to 34 per round. The only weapon that has more damage is the Mini 14 and the Scarrow. But they don't fire at 850 RPM. This thing does, and this thing melts. It is just that strong. It is stupid strong. Stupid strong. So, of course, this is going to be an SST weapon. But it is not for poor people. This is mainly to cater to the rich. Like, even if you were to run just a straight out of the factory one, right? So, take that out. You have to run a compact on it. So if you were to run one right out of the box like this, you are looking at least 250, 270. Holy moly. It is very pricey. And I expect the prices to go up even more as the holiday season hits, as a lot more people get on. Okay. Next up, we have the DTMDR. This one has been dropping in price. What is it sitting on at the moment? 130k. Okay, so not completely dropping in price. It's situated between the Scar and the M4. It has very good fire rate, which makes the recoil very controllable. Great weapon. You can run on TV station. You can dominate with it in TV station. Or you can run on any other map either, really, to be honest. And it will perform just as well. Like, it's got decent range. So 75 effective range. You can go for an extended barrel if you wanted to. And they'll boost your range up to 86. So it is awesome. What lets it down kind of is the funky, like, horizontal recoil. But that can be fixed with a good old tilt grip, or you can run like a vertical grip on it. So it can be somewhat fixed, but look, it's usable. Put it that way. Don't let these stats here fool you. This is a very solid weapon. However, it's not exactly the cheapest. It will set you back as much as an M4. Maybe slightly cheaper than an M4 to get similar stats on it. So I think this is also a... Look, it's tethering ST, but it's not quite there. It doesn't have the versatility of the M4. It doesn't have the fire of the M4. So I'd say like high A tier. But great weapon. Don't sleep on it. If you're running on a budget, this may just do it for you. Next up is the AK-102. So this was a great weapon because you could run the cheapest full-time scope on it. But that is no longer the case, guys. Like, this weapon has went down the pecking order significantly. Suffers from the same problem all the other AKs suffer, even though it has a little bit more extra range. It's just not there. Like, it runs M855A1s, which is good, cheap ammo. However, The platform itself, it's absolute garbage. Like, it's just not competitive enough. It's got a 600 fire rate, same with 100 more than the Scar, sorry, but I just don't see why you would use this over the Scar. Scar does like way more damage too, because you can put extended barrel on and stuff. This thing you can't, plus medium fire and power. It's just not good. It's not good. It's not quite C tier, but it's not good, guys, honestly. It's just isn't. Cool. Moving on, AK-74 and another weapon. They got nerfed to Oblivion and beyond. This used to be one of my favorite guns to run in the game, and now it's just tanked because they killed the effective range. Not the greatest RPM. It's just, there's no reason for you to run this on TV station where everyone's running vectors and everyone's running like all sorts of like high fire rate or like weapons that can one tap you. This weapon has no place in that meta, unfortunately. And while it does fire BPs, BPs are now on par with, oops, 545, oops, I got fat fingers, 545, BP is now on par with A1, so there's no reason for you to even run this weapon anymore, because BP used to be cheap. Unfortunately, they completely effed it, goes to C tier. Next up, AK-74U. I'm not even going to entertain this weapon. This should have been at least like 800 fire rate to compensate for how trash it is. Low firing power. I do not see why anyone would run this in TV station or anywhere. If there was like a Z tier, I'll put it there. Unfortunately, this one goes up to D tier. So, good riddance. Absolute horrible weapon. Don't ever touch it. You don't need it. Next up is the F2000. This is a very, very good weapon for TV station. You can dominate with this weapon. I think it's sitting at a very good price range as well. You can make it usable without breaking the bank. You'll be on par with like a good M4 build. But it's not exactly cheap. 214k. But it's not like too expensive either, right? So stick to your MDRs if you can afford it. If you can afford 200k weapon, go for this one. If you want a little bit more versatility, go for the M4. But 83 with 80, it's kind of great, to be honest. Mags are cheap, runs good ammo. Highly recommend. I'll do a separate video on this weapon. I think it's a great weapon. It's just sometimes during inflation it goes a absolute like metric ton. So F2000, I would say this is S tier. It's a great weapon for TV station. Highly recommend. Alright, next up we have the AR-57. This weapon is still king. Comes native with a compact grip. Unfortunately, can't really change the barrel yet. They might add in the future. You can only run selective, should I say, items or attachments, more like it, because it doesn't have too many of them at the moment. You can kit one out to be very usable. So like this one here. Where is it? For red dot for TV station, it will set you back 162k, which is great. But look at the stats on it. 850 fire rate, 86 vertical, 77 horizontal. It's a beast. Surprised that ergo's not good on it. Like, it's meant to be good at ergonomics, but whatever. So it's a great weapon, but where it falls short is the ammo, because the ammo is very expensive. Looking at about 2 grand, and you will be churning through these. Absolutely churning through these rounds. But they are very good rounds. So if you want to see how they compare, so they have about 46 base damage, 41 penetration. And how much armor damage? 17.6 versus 855, 81, 46, and that one had 41. Same armor damage. So it's better round than the M855, but it does not justify being twice the price. It just doesn't. But if you can afford it, this is an SST weapon. You'll be melting kids with it. It's not as strong as, say, the FAL or the HK, but it's up there. It's definitely up there, guys. Cool. Next up is the Ace-31, perhaps one of the better, should I say second best, 7.62 platform. Why this is good? Because you can make it high firing power. This is the only weapon of this caliber that has high firing power. There's a long barrel. With medium barrel though, it goes to medium firing power. But you want the high firing power. It's cheap to kit out. Doesn't exactly break the bank. Good to run. The only thing that I don't like about it is how funky the recoil is. and also the rate of fire. But a lot of people make it work. It runs very good ammo. The rounds hit hard. Give it a go. I think this is an A tier weapon. Very strong, but it has too many shortcomings to be an S tier. Next up, we have the AEK, an absolute beast of a weapon, but this is a rich man's weapon once again. If you want to go like a TV station, what I recommend is you go for something that's like high recoil control. Just take the iron sight out. Change that to that. You can run a different combination with it. So this particular one, 86 and 80, it's insane. 800 fire rate, same as an M4. Shoots much better rounds, but it will cost you 328k. If you wanted to fully deck it out, you go down this path. You're looking at 87, 83, but this will set you back even more, 370k. So, great weapon, top tier weapon. Unfortunately, it's medium firing power, but people make it work on TV station. I think this is an S tier weapon. Where is it? Where is it? Where did I see the AK? There it is. I'll put it in S tier. It's just the medium firing power I'm not a big fan of. This is like S, tethering SS, but it's not as good as this weapon up here. It just isn't. For the price point, it's not. But it's still a very, very good weapon. Very good weapon. Cool. And we have the Scarel. A lot of people have turned to this weapon highly because of how much damage output it has. If you haven't already seen the weapon chart, sorry, the ammo chart, should I say, for the M855, and how much, like the extended barrel, how much difference it makes in terms of damage, go check it out. You can kit out this weapon. It's not too expensive to do. I mean, even with like, even with like 80 and 67, due to the low fire rate, this weapon performs. But once again, its biggest strength is also its biggest weakness, like the fire rate, right? Yes, you can shoot far, very good recoil control, but too damn slow for indoors combat on TV station. I don't think it's anything great. So where is the Scar? So this is the Scarel right there. I think this is A tier. Versatile, good weapon. You can snipe with it if you want to, but it's not up to this tier. Not a chance. T951, great weapon. However, you get superseded by T03. You can kit it out for like decent. Leave me alone, please. For decent stats, you can. But it's not exactly going to be the cheapest. To make it usable, like you need to put a long barrel, right? And you can go for silencer if you wanted to. Then you got to put the stock there. And then you'll need to grab something like, I don't know, like that, right? And this will set you back, let's see how much. 150k. Whereas you can spend 30 more and get the TO3. Both weapons very strong because they fire one of the best ammos in the game, which is the 5.8. Crazy good ammo, but also crazy expensive. This ammo here is much better than the M855A1s. It just is. So crazy good ammo. And that's a great weapon. Sorry, I'm yawning. It is almost 2 AM here. Oh, it is 2 AM already. So, great weapon, but it's not quite S tier. Next up, we have the TO3, and this is every Chad's dream. It is an absolute monstrosity because it shoots essentially M62s. They're not M62s, but they have the same penetration as M62s, just a little bit lower base damage. So you can kit one out for 274,000, but this is SST weapon. Like, it is crazy powerful, especially on TV station. You'll be melting kids with it. It's got good range, good firing power. Guys, do not sleep on this. Go check it out. It is that good. It is that good. I think this is an SST weapon. It belongs up here with the best of the best. And that pretty much completes our assault rifle tier list. Next up, we have the submachine guns. These things outside of TV station are now useless. They just are. They're useless, but in TV station you can make do. And in order to make do with them, you have to get up close and personal. You can't shoot down hallways, unfortunately. There's a lot of bullet drop. AP63 ammo has gotten nerfed significantly. It's pea shooter now. You have to run 7 M31s. So 7 M31, and this is expensive ammo. I've seen it go up to all the way like up 1,800. Good ammo, but that is the only way to make these things viable. So I would say starting with the where is the MP5 is now B tier. We went down the packing order significantly. MPX used to be great, used to be S tier, now it's in A tier. It still has the firepower. You can fully deck it out. You can make it work, but it's just not what it used to be. If once they trace back all the nerfs they've done to the submachine guns, this will go straight up to S tier without a shred of a doubt. But at the moment, as the nerfs stay, A is just not there, guys. The weapon is just not there. It's not what it needs to be. There are some good builds for it. So you can do like a decent build like that with like 57 effective range, good recoil control, and will set you back. How much is it? 160k. You may as well run an M4 at that stage with much better ammo. I mean, not much better, but much cheaper ammo, should I say. So, for T4 ammo anyway. But that's where the MPX falls short. There is no reason for you to use this anymore. No, it's not as bad as the AK-74 is, but it's like CT. AMP is like DT because it lacks the attachments. All these garbage guns I do not recommend at all. There's absolutely no need for them. QC61, good weapon, absolute trash rounds for it. MPF45, there's no need for you to even touch these anymore. Like, these are garbage, absolute garbage, all the way up until you get to the Vectors. Vectors are very viable in TV station. There's a guy I play with, Brighty. He drops T6 with like the green Vector here. It is a monstrosity on TV station, but you have to run gold ammo on it. This is an S tier weapon. It's not an SS tier weapon, but it is an S tier. It'll cost you about 200 grand to kit it out, but it churns through the ammo. Great fire rate. Okay, just medium firing power. But yeah, super strong weapon. Not too expensive to build, not too cheap either if you want to get like a laser beam one. But yeah, it's just crazy good. Now, Vector 45. Vector 45, it's not as good as people think it is. Yes, it has the higher rate of fire, but it only has purple ammo and has low firing power, which means your damage multiplier. Apologies, I continue. Okay, keep yawning. So it has a low damage multiplier. It is usable, it is viable, but it's not meta. So I'm just gonna go and put that in A tier. Like it's a little bit disappointing. I understand it has a high firing power and doesn't have the same, high fire rate, medium fire rate, but let me rephrase that. It's very late in the morning. 1100 RPM, that's huge fire rate, but the firing power is low. And the ammo is only purple, and for what it is, it's overpriced. So what is it sitting on at the moment? 0.45, 518. It can go up to like 650, so it's just not where it needs to be. Next up, we have the Marksman rifles. SVDS is great, you can run red ammo on there, and the SMB at the moment costs 5.5k. It's almost as much as an M81, sorry, M61, but the fire rate on it, so this has 350, that's 250, and the recoil, it's not as good as the M110, but it is still a very viable weapon, and I'd be lying if I didn't say that's ST. If you're good with it, you'll be dropping kids left, right, and center. It is amazing weapon, very strong. Ammo's not too expensive. You can run T5 ammo, which is better than the M61s, right? You can run it for, let's see, SNB. Oh, no, SNB. So I think it's called 7BT1. 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 And they'll cost you 1.4. Like, that's nuts. Nuts, right? So, great weapon. It's like a budget M110, pretty much. Budget M110. Cool. Next up, we have the VSS, perhaps the only map that it's viable on. And even don't bother shooting down hallways with it. They absolutely butchered this weapon. They gave it medium firing power. They gave it low noise suppression. It's one of the most silent guns in the world. That is bonkers. I can't wait for them to bring the Asvel in this, so you can attach like AR stocks on it and stuff. Right now, this weapon is garbage. Very good ammo though. and the ammo is the only saving grace. So 9 times 3, 9. So you can get some. So it has the best, I think, T4 ammo in the game. But 56-47. And then 7 and 12 is great patch ratio, great base damage, but once again the weapon is ass. So I mean, it's not ass to be in B tier, but it's not good enough to be in S tier, so I have to put it in A tier here. It just does not have the range. The recoil is it's pretty funky as well. Like, it does not have a very good recoil pattern either. So would you melt kids with, like, what is it? 800 fire rate? 850 RPM? Sure. But would I recommend it? Absolutely not. Cool. So that's the VSS there, and this will go into AT. Next up, we have the M110. There's no introduction. You can do a very basic build with this. All you gotta do is just slap a either like a triangular one, or you can do anything. You can just put a native, so you don't need the rail. You don't have to spend extra money. Then you put a simple red dot on it, or anything that's like really clear. And with some M62s, you actually be destroying people. 126k, budget gun, double taps any armor to the chest with M61s, or one taps to the helmet. Still high firing power. Don't need a long barrel. Great weapon for TV station. Perhaps the strongest weapon in the game right now. Perhaps the strongest weapon in the game right now. It is that good. It really benefited from all the other weapons getting nerfed, because this one didn't really feel the nerf that much. So, last but not least, I want to cover one more weapon. Well, two more technically. But the RPK, this is insanely powerful in TV station. Great gun, great ammo. So you can get BS ammo, like 3k, which is not bad. It's on par with the M995 ones. 995, sorry. So it's on par with that. Great ammo. You can run it in Forbidden, you can run it in Lockdown. The gun itself has gone up in price now. You used to be able to get it for a lot cheaper. You can still trade for, like, I think 100k or something. Let me see. That. Need one of those. Need a red dot or whatever it is. And this will set you back like 160k. 175. But you can get it for cheaper. But it will be a limited time trade. So go to Vladlen, a Russian friend, will sell you the RPK. 157. But you will get back some stuff. So if you did decide to go down there, like sell that stock and sell that. Otherwise, still trade. It's much cheaper, much better. This is without a shred of a doubt an SST weapon. It's perhaps the weakest out of all of them up there, but it's still SST weapon. So where is the RPK? There's the RPK. Very, very strong. Very strong, very good weapon. Put a long barrel on it. Bob's your uncle. Crazy good accuracy as well. And last one is going to be an honorable mention, is the shotgun, the USAS 12. Put some Type 8s into this bad boy and you're out there melting people. They have gone up in price significantly. They were a lot cheaper. Every man and his dog used to run them. But to get a fully kitted one, well, not fully kitted, but a usable one, 156k. You can remove suppressor and it'll be just as viable. But this is the bare minimum you should go. And it'll set you back like, what, 136? Yeah, there you go. Great weapon. Crazy good. Crazy powerful in TV station. All the tier 6 people fear it. Ammo is dirt cheap. Super accessible. Crazy good gun. SST. Actually, I might mention one more, and that's the SJ. This got nerfed to Oblivion Beyond. Still one taps, but it just takes 3 business days to aim down sights. Therefore, I would avoid it. But if I was to rank it, definitely ST, because it still has the one tap potential. Anyways, guys, that's it for this tier list. I'm not going to bother covering anything else. I don't think there's anything else in here that's really worth mentioning for TV station. I use the M16. A lot of people dump on it, but hey, you guys decide. People do prefer high fire rate, guns fully automatic. My advice, if you have the money, stick with these guns up top. They will not let you down. Once again, guys, thank you for watching. If you do enjoy the content, don't forget to hit the sub button. I hope to catch you next video. Peace.